We'll do it live. We'll do it live. My name's Lord Farquaad. Welcome to the podcast today.
Welcome to Hyperfixations. This is Lord Farquaad.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name's Claudra. Welcome back to episode number 3 of my Hyperfixation podcast here on YouTube. Thank you once again for joining me under these unprecedented circumstances. Welcome to October. Okay. I've got kind of a new lighting situation going on, so I can't see. I'm blinded. When I'm looking at these lights, if I stare into them, it's like staring into the sun. So then I look away and I'm blinded. And there's dots in my vision, and I think I might need to see an eye doctor, see an optometrist. I hope you've had a lovely week, or maybe you didn't. And if you didn't, my condolences, and also same. If you have an intro idea for me, like something I can say that doesn't make me want to throw up, please leave it in the comments below. I just have to start and begin. What is junk journal? Okay, Barbara Walters, freaking calm down. Junk journal. What is it? Junk journal. Who? I've been seeing junk journaling going on the internet for some time now. And what is junk journaling? Well, junk journaling is allegedly there's a cat that's about to cross into frame. And this is very, you do not belong up here. Junk journal. So the podcast is going really well this morning. How about you? So basically people are either finding trash or like collecting random objects throughout their week and then putting them into a journal. That's all well and good. Is this not the same thing that is scrapbooking? Is this not scrapbooking? And then people in the comments are like, oh my God, I need to get supplies to make my junk journal and I'm going to go to Hobby Lobby. We don't support Hobby Lobby in this household. We support hobbies and we support lobbies. We do not support the store of Hobby Lobby. This is Tofu the cat, and he would like to introduce himself. Okay, now, what are you going to say to the people? Hello? Just sit down. That's his butt. He doesn't have a tail. But I think it kind of defeats the purpose if you're going to go buy the junk to make the junk journal. This particular video I saw this morning, and as a professional Taco Bell connoisseur, if you want to say, I have been a fan of the Taco Bell empire, you might say, for 2+ decades. Okay? I've been eating Taco Bell before it was cool to be eating Taco Bell. When they had their, I think it was like the Cravings value menu, okay? You could go to a Taco Bell and get a beefy cheese burrito, a large Baja Blast, an extra large Baja Blast, treat yourself. Your total would be about $2.68 to $3. It was really a time to be alive. You could get some nacho fries. You could get a cheesy roll-up. You could get some Fiesta potatoes, okay? The year was 2008, and I was skipping 5th period to go to Taco Bell in a Jeep Grand Cherokee with probably 9 people when the car was really supposed to only host maybe 5. And it was a time to be alive. So this person, I believe she's a junk journal influencer, which, I mean, you can really do anything in 2025, I guess. Not if you're me. For me, you just flounder. You kind of flap around through space. But this influencer, this junk influencer, if you will, she's creating what they call it, a spread. A junk spread, right? Of her Taco Bell experience. I wasn't consulted on this. This is, I wasn't aware of it until I saw it. As the premier Taco Bell influencer, Taco Bell. I would love to get married there, also, by the way. Now, she's creating this spread, and I can tell this is an old post because she is using the throwback cups and things. That was going on last year. So, is this really true junk journaling? I'm getting heated. As you can tell, I'm getting heated about this junk journaling x Taco Bell crossover. Now, it's a collage. Like, let's call it what it's a collage. And then she starts gluing on sauce packets. Now, this is not a problem. The issue I have is that the sauce packets were completely full. What happens when you close this massive book and you have 3 sauce packets? Are they not going to explode? What if someone accidentally steps on the junk journal? What if you sit on the junk journal and then... These are things we need to be taking more seriously. You guys, this is serious. We cannot be putting full sauce packets into the junk journal. And a junk journal is really just a collage. And a collection of collages is really just a scrapbook. I've had it. Moving right along for the Chronically Online, there appears to be trouble in paradise. And by paradise, I mean the dream place called Mall World. So for those of you who are chronically online and also in weird spaces where people are talking about the Mall World, I'll put my video I created about the Mall World in...
I'm going to show you my mall world that I go to. So here it begins. So basically there is like a mall area, and I give some of the vibe of like old Marshall Field. And then it's also attached to like a water park. There's like a fancy restaurant and a fancy bars, and you can see the ocean from there. The water park is also connected to an airport, and then there's also like this big parking garage that's like kind of stressful. But basically the water park can kind of like jet you out a lot of different places. So then, yeah, so like the ocean or the water area touches like a lot of the areas in the mall world. So when you're in the mall, to me it's like Marshall Fields, but there's other different stores, and it's always like usually pretty cute stuff. But then connected to this is like where the fancy bars and the fancy restaurants are over there. In the mall world, then the water park is connected to the airport, and the water park is also connected to the mall. Like I said, you can kind of like take it and go a lot of different places with it. This parking garage is a really big spiral, and I'm frequently, like, I've lost my car, like I can't find it if I went to the airport or something like that. It's never like a very pleasant experience. So the parking garage is also connected to the mall, and sometimes you have to like remember how to get back there. Then from the mall world, there is this long row of disgusting toilets. This is toilet world. It's like a combination of a locker room with like the most foul, nastiest dive bar bathrooms, and they're all covered with shit. So like every single one is occupied. Or the door is not working, like it's crazy. And
there is currently drama in Mall World, and this is really for the chronically online of us. Now, what is going on with the Mall World? There are apparently 3 leaders in the Mall World content creator chronically online universe. One of the ladies apparently is now copywritten. She got the C for her Mall World art and is selling her Mall World art maps online, and people are aghast. Another content creator, and I guess this was a joke, but people did not take it as a joke. She said that she had already trademarked mall world to be made into a movie. And people were like, you can't trademark that. That's where, we all go there collectively in our dreams. You can't copyright our collective consciousness. Or can you?
It is wild to me that the doodle of my dream world has now become some controversial spiritual emblem that people are like, they're mad about. They're really mad that I'm exposing something. They feel like I'm exposing something that should be kept secret. Guys, if everybody's dreaming about it, why didn't anybody else draw a map? Like, it's not like it's a secret, you know what I mean? I drew this from years and years of my dream journal, which is right here, called Hellish Dreamscape. And I filled this up with all kinds of things over years of having nightmare after nightmare after nightmare in this fucking place. And you know what saved me from it? Jesus Christ. So that's my story. And you don't have to believe it. You can unfollow, you can scroll, whatever you want. But if you think that this drawing has some power to deconstruct something, I promise you it's Jesus doing it. Everything that is done through me is done for the glory of God. So gotta be Jesus.
Like, I'm emotionally distressed by this. Like, I've got to call into my therapist about this because
Why not just tag me? Why say some girl? That's really frustrating for like a larger content creator to use the image, the full image of my art, of my very personal dream world that I made that so many people related to. And you didn't even tag me. You didn't even say my name. Like, that's so strange. That's a little weird. Isn't that weird? That's a little weird, y'all. Like, why? I don't know. And I've seen a lot of people talking about Mall World. I don't own Mall World. I didn't come up with the idea of it. But if you're going to use my actual image and not tag me, especially as a large creator, and then follow that up with like an idea about a movie that you have copyrighted, so nobody better steal your copyrighted idea, like, girl, that's so rude. Hello?
before I jumped into talking about this, I wanted to give myself a few days to make sure I could psychologically handle it, because I know I do a lot of satire on here, a lot of hee-haws. This is not a satirical post. This is 100% honest and true, and I have no words. One of the most distressing parts of my life has been my dreams and my nightmares. I have worked really hard in therapy to overcome these, and one of the ways I overcame some of these really bad nightmares were to draw out a map of this town I would frequent. The center of town was a mall, but it was also a school. As I've gotten older, at first it was just like the school and mall I could explore, and as time has gone on, this town has become more expansive. I've been able to visit more places in it. One of the staple things about it is like this infinite disgusting bathroom where it's just infinite toilets, there's no stall doors, all the stalls are disgusting. Sidebar, I've already put a copyright on the concept for a film, a psychological thriller about Mall World. Yes, I'm a Mall World girl as well. Where in the end it turns out that it was the CIA running this program through the GATE program, and the reason for it was they were trying to figure out if they could create an astral realm in a dream world, like a town, where they could actually have people sleep and intentionally go to and meet at certain locations and communicate with each other to discuss war plans. So the CIA was experimenting on children in the GATE program.
I don't know. This has been Barbara Walters, and this is 2020. I would like to smoke in here. This is my house, but I can't. Okay. Carry on. Christians on TikTok, chronically online Christians on TikTok in the Mall World comments or sphere are now concerned and up in arms that Mall World is demonic. Now, as a reverend and as a Mall World attendee, I would like to go out on a limb and say I don't think Mall World is demonic. Take a second to process. It is Sunday. It is the Lord's Day, But I don't think Mall World is demonic. If anything, if we're gonna go down the spiritual woo-woo rabbit hole, I think it probably has more to do with our collective consciousness. There's nothing wrong with collective consciousness, Christ consciousness. I don't think it's demonic. I think it just is showing us that we're a lot more similar than we are different. And I think people need to remember that. I think unity, community, and any way you can find connection with other people in a world that's so divided and full and fueled by hatred, to me, that's not a bad thing. in big news for me, I slept in. I slept in until 8 a.m. this morning. Now, perhaps, I can't remember, it may have been daylight savings. So that may have explained it. But I usually wake up between 3 to 5 a.m. Typically I wake up at like 5:30, but I'm a early bird. The early bird gets the worm. I am the worm or the bird, depending on the day. Today was different. Today was special, I guess. I woke up. I slept in. I slept in until 8 a.m. And I'm shocked. I'm shocked. I would like to thank my sleep medicine. And I would like to thank wine. And I would like to thank the Academy. And number one, I would like to thank God. Thank you. Moving right along. I am once again obsessed with the grandma wiling out on Facebook aesthetic. Now, what are you talking about, Cara? You might say. What is that? That's so strange. That's kooky. What kind of mysterious grandma wilding out Facebook aesthetic? What does that mean? What is this word salad? I asked myself the same question. Currently, I'm obsessed with the sparkly animated meme gifs that grandmothers or grandparents or an aunt, an uncle, perhaps like a second or third cousin might post to Facebook. It might say something like, "Good morning, have a blessed day." Maybe there's a sparkly pink teacup and a kitten is emerging and there's a glitter bow, kind of dancing, if you will. Perhaps it says, "Have a blessed Tuesday." And Jesus is in it. The Lord himself may be making an appearance with the sparkle meme. And something really beautiful, something very nostalgic, and I love it. I can't lie. I just adore that whole situation. Kind of along those lines, along those same lines, I am also obsessed once again with not Mall World, but the mall stickers that we used to get between the years of, I would say, 1998 to 2003. It's a small window, okay? Stick with me here. These stickers, and there were some tattoos as well, they had amazing slogans. Some of the slogans you might see would be like 99% angel, hottie, babe, my way or the highway. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. This is great. This is some great content. And I did, not to toot my own horn, but I did buy some Y2K 2002 era stickers off of Poshmark. And I'm very excited, and I will show you. They have not arrived yet, and I'm waiting with bated breath, but I'm very hyperfixated on that. And it does kind of go with the grandma wilding out on Facebook aesthetic. Aesthetic. Also, like sidebar, I don't like the term aesthetic is used. It's used too much. Here are the top words used on TikTok: aesthetic, narcissist, content. Okay, that's all. That's all. Thanks for coming. Have a great day. No, I'm kidding. In other current events, Betsy Johnson is one of my favorite designers of all time. Shout out Betsy Johnson. Maybe I'll show you guys sometime. I have a pretty good vintage Betsy Johnson collection. But Betsy Johnson has come out with a new ring pop purse, and it's amazing. I'm obsessed with it. I want one. And I have a birthday coming up in a couple months. So if you would like to buy me the Betsy Johnson ring pop purse, my P.O. box is 5706 Mars Avenue, Planet Sky, universe. Obviously, for those of us chronically online, 11 plus hours on the phone daily, we saw the interview with the dad and daughter dream team, Patrick and Sarah Getchell, with content creator Hannah, and now it has been shared that the Getchells, and Patrick especially, have agreed to do a second interview. Now, but it'll be interesting to see what that interview has to offer. To be honest, I thought she did a pretty good job. I would never agree to do that interview. Personally, I don't want to talk to him because I find him to be really scary, and he's manipulative, and but I think she's kind of going with the angle, or I mean, that is could just be her truth of going from that like Christian Jesus loving perspective, where it's like you could get forgiveness, and I think that's kind of why he's maybe opening up more. To me, that's like a little bit icky, and also I think he's a fucking creep. And if there's some kind of insane information that's coming on this next interview, the only people you should be like teasing that to is the authorities. So I hope that if he did say something bombshell, that information is with the correct people and not just in the internet zeitgeist of this extremely niche sect of content creators, of which I am one of them, unfortunately. In more serious news, I am thinking about developing a gambling addiction. Now, this is something I haven't tried before, and I think it just might be something, new that I have never experienced. This all started on Monday of last week. I won $58 at pull tabs. Now, if you know me personally, I apologize. And second, I never win anything. I don't win contests. I don't win anything. Bingo. I don't want to call myself a loser, but I don't have the luck of the Irish in me. I don't. So when I won $58 at pull tabs, I said, wow, my luck has changed. I'm on an upswing. This is great. A few days later, I decided I'm going to keep these good vibes going. And I went and bought scratch-offs. Scratch-offs are really fun. And I'm going to go buy more this morning because I am going to be starting on this new journey for me of a gambling addiction. And I'm really excited to see like kind of where this goes for me. I've given caffeine and nicotine a really good run. I'm not saying I'm giving those up, but we're going to add another into the mix. And I'm just really excited. So please join me on my new adventure as I develop a gambling addiction. And I just can't wait to see where this journey takes me. It's gonna be great, you guys. I'm really excited. Oh shit. I have a new invention. And this is the first time this has ever been invented, I think, in the world. I have a new festive fall beverage. And you're gonna like what you see. We're gonna take a little adventure. A field trip, if you will. Hello, and welcome back. Now this is cooking with Cara Claudia. Welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm gonna make for you, the first time, this has never been made before, is my seasonal fall latte. It is called apple caramel espresso latte. We'll workshop that name. The first thing you're gonna do, the first thing you're going to do is get espresso. So now I'm gonna make the espresso. That's what I'm doing. For me, I have a machine. And I put this into here. Also, you need a cup put down. That's essential. You don't want to forget that. Or else it will spill. It will actually spill. You don't want that. This is a very cute espresso cup. I think I had a plant in it before. But I think it's actually okay to eat dirt. I'm going to do this. It has to like load itself for a second. And they actually go in a cup. Like this. Okay? So the next ingredient is this. This is called apple cider. It's a very festive fall drink. And it's created by apples. I filled up the cup of apple cider about halfway. And I'm gonna put this in the microwave on the button that says beverage. Because we want it hot. Because we do not want it cold. While that goes, I'm going to have my espresso coming out of this machine. I forgot a key element. It's this. It's called caramel. It's a sauce. And we're going to put it in the cup. I should do it before. It probably will be easier, but I forgot. As you may have seen on one of my previous TikToks in the last week, I got my last milk frother actually stuck in my hair. So I had to get rid of it because it got stuck in my hair and I had to rip it out. Now I have this new thing. And I don't really know how this is gonna work. Oh, there we go. Is it already on? Oh, look at that. Look at that. This is great. Okay. So this we will use. Now you'll see kind of how I put these elements together to create this one of a kind cocktail. This is not a cocktail, this is a coffee. Okay, calm down. It's in the morning. Okay, so here's this apple cider that's now heated. Okay. Now, because I have no counter space, we have to move some shit and kind of, make it work. This is the espresso and caramel delight. And that's gonna go atop. Now we are going to use this device. And I made a mess. But that's to be expected when you're cooking in the kitchen. Now you can add milk or something if you fancy that. I am going to add this stuff. It's called cold foam. It's basically whipped cream, but it's creamer. And it's pretty good. You guys want to hear the noise for the ASMR of it all, don't you? So here's this. Wait, okay. I'll clean that up later. You would want to be generous with it because this is like the fun part. 2 spoons of caviar just for flavor. Just kidding, this is caramel. And there you have it. This is a caramel apple latte. You will not find this anywhere, not Starbucks, Caribou, anywhere. This is a original. Cheers. And it's really fucking good. I'm telling you, this is really good. The apple and the caramel just kind of blend so nicely with the espresso. Is that me espresso? I have a couple more notes on the docket. If you can see, I am extremely professional. This is what we call in the industry a behind the scenes, a BTS, if you will. This is my iPad, and I like this thing that I can type on it. Who knew? Who knew? It feels like a crime to call the pharmacy. It feels like a crime. Every single month, I have to call the pharmacy and refill the same exact prescriptions that I get every single freaking month. It feels like I'm committing a felony when I call them. For some reason, they're mad. When finally I get someone on the phone, I'm on hold, and I hear, our menu options have recently, I know, you've been saying that for years, and the menu options actually haven't changed. They're actually the exact same. They're the exact same. But every month, I have to call, and I have to perform, it feels like, to call every month and ask for the same exact prescriptions. And they're like, it's not ready, or we have to call your doctor, or there's an issue with your insurance. And I just feel like a criminal. I don't know. Do you feel that way? Or am I weird? People are talking on the internet about fall fashions. Now, what is fall fashion? I don't know. I think it's just more clothes, probably because it's cooling in temperature. So as temperature cools, clothes warmthness goes up, or amount of clothes goes up. So it's kind of like this, if you will, if we're doing geometry about it. Now, I don't really buy into you have to get a whole new wardrobe every season. If I did that, I would not have any money. And as you can see, I already have a substantial amount of clothing that I've curated over the years. Of course, there's instances where you have to get new clothes, your size changes, and that happens as, we freaking age, and it just is what it is. But I think if it just goes into the whole consumerism of it all. But what I do personally is that I have like my summer clothes, and then I have fall and winter, and they're all like labeled in boxes and bags. So then when the seasons change and I grow down just as something you. Oh my God, I really like that song. Don't freaking give me a copyright, please, YouTube. So when it changes seasons, I just go and I like bring up my, fall winter clothes, put away my summer clothes, and then it's like a surprise because I don't remember all my clothes and shoes. And people are like, what shoes are we wearing in the fall? I don't know. I'm wearing the same fall shoes and fall boots that I bought 3, 4, 5 years ago. I love the fashion. If you want to further deep dive into my fashion, comment below. Thank you. I'm gonna be wrapping up soon, but I thought I'd throw in this other kind of cooking corner commentary. Now, if you're like me and have ADHD, eating and preparing meals is very difficult, and I hate it, actually. So a lot of ADHD people, myself mainly speaking of, make hyperfixation meals. So it's kind of like one like go-to thing that we can eat like every day And for probably neurotypical people, they're like, that's like incorrect. It just is what it is. So my current hyperfixation meal, and I'm gifting this to you all. It's just really stupid, but it's, I am obsessed with like a bag kit salad. And then like I make that, and it's so easy because it has all like the sauce, and it has freaking crouton, and it has cheese, and it has like a vegetables elements, and I love it. I get the ones at Target. They're the Target brand, like the Good and Gather. They have an avocado toast one, and they have like an everything bagel seasoning one. Those are super, super good. Okay, so I make that, and it's like a decent sized salad. And like for me with my ADHD, like I barely eat breakfast. I eat like something just because I need something when I take my meds, so I don't like throw up. But then I usually forget to eat until like about 1 or 2. So then I make this, it's like a big salad. And then on top of it, I get these frozen, they're like fake chicken. But if you eat chicken, you could do regular chicken. But I get these like fake frozen chicken patty, and you just put it in the microwave, beep boop bop. And then it comes out, and then I just cut it up like this, as you can see. And then I put it atop of the salad, and that's great. It's like volume, high density eating, and I like that because I forget to eat with my ADHD. I'm so Ozempic. Shit. Well, this has been really lovely. Thank you so much for spending time with me. I hope you enjoy it, because I know I did. And I hope to see you guys next week. And I'm probably going to go live on TikTok sometime this week. Maybe even today. Take care of yourselves. Take care of one another. Take care of the earth. God bless. Good luck. Love you. Bye.